Have you ever wanted your own TV show? Have you dreamed of showcasing your talent for the world to see? Well, now you can. Have your own TV show. You can have your own 30-minute show. Not only will you be seen in the Detroit area, but you can be viewed worldwide. Be seen on WHPR Detroit Live, Comcast Cable Channel 91, on the web at TV33WHPR.com, with the TV33 app, on Roku, Google TV, Apple TV, and on Amazon Fire TV. Act now. Time slots are limited. Sign up today and get a free replay with the purchase of your time slot. For more information, call 313-868-6612. Visit our studios and receive a free TV interview to promote your business, church, or organization by appointment only.
There's a new financial empowerment center located in the Wayne County Treasurer's Office on the 5th floor of 400 Monroe in Detroit.
If you or someone you know needs help with their finances, budgeting, and making monthly payments, the Detroit Financial Empowerment Center can help.
Wayne Metro Community Action Agency has counselors ready to provide free one-on-one counseling to help you address issues related to utility bills, taxes, and other financial matters. We can also help you improve your credit score.
Well, good morning, everyone. This is Friday, and if you were looking for the weekly broadcast of Ask Welfare Rights, you've been successful, and you found us again. My name is Maureen Taylor, and I work with the Michigan Welfare Rights Organization. I've got some information to share and some opinions to ask. So we'll ask our national chair of the Welfare Rights Union to give an official welcome and a good morning. So, Marion, would you please say good morning?
Good morning, and
Whoa, you see how loud that is? Go right ahead.
good morning. Again, we're happy to be here, to be able to bring information to you, and we hope you bring information to the listening audience too. We'd like for you to dial in either on 313-868-0.
It's on the screen.
Oh, well, it's on the screen. I stopped looking at the screen after a while. But the website is...
But you can still read the numbers in case somebody can't see the screen. Yeah.
You know what?
Oh, go right ahead.
I have been with this woman, working with her.
I have to
for
remind you of things.
How many years? She thinks she...
You read the numbers on the screen, and they made
she do.
them extra big so that you could see them. Read the numbers.
Let me finish this. The website is www.tv33whpr.com. Okay, since Madam Chair over here need me to read what she's forgotten, 313-868-0342, 868-0351, 313-868-4336, and the website is www.tv33. Please call him. Yeah, WHPR. Please call in and let us know what's on your mind. There's a lot of stuff going on.
All right. Yesterday, I was a guest on the Let It Rip program last night. And the question, Marion, was, and you know, I knew, I hear this all the time, like
We
you
all
do. Okay, and the question is, we need people to leave government benefits and come to work. And I knew that, you know, this discussion has been going on and on and on all over the place. So that was the topic yesterday in the component that I was working on. And there was a guy there that was a meat packer, and I've forgotten what the other gentleman's job was, but they were both complaining. And a wonderful young woman, I worked with her a long time ago. I didn't want to say anything in case she didn't remember, but coats for jobs.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and you know, for the most part, those three were saying, you know, people would rather stay at home rather than work. So I thought that's a real interesting statement. You had to stay at home, right, than go to work. But really, what we were talking about is the economics of being poor. That's really what we were talking
Let's
about.
get down to the real thing.
And that's what the conversation was about. So I raised the point, and we're, you know, Marion, I want you to comment on this. And those that are listening this morning, maybe you have an opinion. If you are a elected official in Lansing, you get a salary of $71,380 a year. 71380. You divide that out, it comes out to about $5,400 in a month's time. All right, and that's before taxes. Cause I looked all of this up. They have to pay taxes. I was getting ready to say like everybody else, maybe not like everybody else, but they pay taxes. You know, $5,400 in a month. If you work a minimum wage job, and that's between $9.65 and $10.65, just make it an hour. Or I mean a whole dollar more. So $9.65 is the minimum wage now. It was supposed to go up in January, but we didn't go up because the unemployment records were so messed up. It just stayed at $9.65. But if you calculate $9.65 or $10.65 as a wage anywhere in there, and multiply that by 40 hours a week, then after taxes, you know, you do the whole math, after taxes and whatnot, you come up with about $1,550. I'm rounding it up, about $1,550 in a month's time, and divided by 4, that means your disposable income is $290 a week. All right, so $290 a week if you're earning minimum wage. If you're an elected official, we're talking 54 in a month, $5,400. And now here comes the argument. If you're entitled to a full unemployment check, the most unemployment you can get is $362 a week. The government is now adding an additional $300 a week as an extended benefit during COVID because things were so difficult. So if you add those up, that's $660. I rounded it down. $660 in a week times 4, it's about a little bit under $2,700 in a month. And what the conversation was last night, Marion, is that as opposed to people collecting $2,700 in a month, they should be eager and happy and proud to go get $1,500 a month instead of $2,700 a month. So, of course, the argument is, well, why? And Mr. Langford said, you know, I just can't stand people that would rather sit at home rather than work. So I told him, well, you know what? You know, that shocks me to hear you say that kind of stuff. You know, what are you talking about? You know, is anybody thinking about the fact that when COVID first came to Detroit and we recognized that something was happening, we're talking about January, for sure February, March, and April of 2020. All right? So for those first 3 months, Marion, do you remember the food lines that you saw on TV all over the place?
I kept bringing up.
You have to hold your head up.
I kept bringing up every time. Here we go with the food program. And I'm not talking against the food program, but I know A lot of people didn't even get, even was able to even get that food that they
Well, those
brought out.
food boxes, they were trying to organize them and get them out.
Yeah.
You know?
So therefore, you know, for him to sit back and talk about wanting people are not going to work and what have you. All right, I'll give you a answer. How much you gonna pay them? You should pay them. You know, on the one hand, the young people that's from 15 and what is it?
Fight for 15.
Fight for 15, and welfare rights. We you know, are right there with them. In fact, we called the Fight for 15 several years ago, and then we decided that in a meeting, remember?
Need to be 20.
It should have been 20 now because,
15 years ago.
you know, he gets the people that Maureen was on the program with, if they getting some extra money from the feds, he's not talking about that type. They got extra money.
Well,
and
their argument is that they earned their money.
they didn't earn.
See, that's what that's what they're
Maureen,
saying.
we every time you look around
Yeah.
and a crisis come up, and what have you, they want to always accuse the bottom,
Always.
the people
you
we
know.
represent. They want to always choose them, you know. So my thing is, if you are interested in getting someone to work with you, go out and find them.
Well, that came up.
All
That
right.
came up. So let me and let me just add this other point that folks were raising, and they're talking about, you know, this is they didn't say it this way, but what they were trying to point to is that this is something that's a moral issue. You should be prepared to go out and do something in exchange for your labor. All right. You work and then you get a fair wage or a wage. We didn't even call it a fair wage. And so, like in February, March, and April of 2020, and you know, we watched Food Lines. All of this was based on something that I didn't know. And first time I heard it, and that was the average working American has about $400 in reserve to manage an emergency. $400. All right. Well, I don't know what kind of emergency you gonna have for $400, but that's it. All righty. And because that's all they had, and I can remember the little ladies, oh, I'm so ashamed. My daughter's in the back seat and I'm having to go and beg for food and crying and all this kind of stuff, right? And so I was trying to explain to these people last night, and I didn't want to be hostile to them, but I just wanted them to understand, you don't know what you're talking about. You know, for 3 months at least, factory workers was laid off. Hospital workers never got laid off. Okay? For the longest time, those that were frontline workers were able to continue their job, and under such pressure. You know, they was falling out. Remember, they was doing interviews on TV with tears in their eyes. You know, it was a mess. So all of this was going on, and what I was trying to explain, the reason people are not choosing to leave 2 times as much money to come to you to work is because they needed to have some kind of compensation for those 3 months that they were off. They were trying to
that's
get
common
themselves
sense.
together. Well, it wasn't common
Now,
to them.
wait.
It was not common to them.
Oh no, it's what the Almighty God that they can get from the from having those workers there, you know. And if you're interested, why don't you increase how much you ready to
You know, pay workers. Well, the one guy who, Mr. Sausage,
Mr.
yeah, he deals with bacon and sausage and whatever else, and he says he pays his workers between $16 an hour up to $30 an hour, right? And so you know, that's fine, and that's a good wage, and it probably should be even more than that, but you know, that's a good wage. But I wanted to force this question. For those first 3 months, when people were separated from their jobs, they needed time to recover. And time to recover meant the lights and the gas were still moving up. They had a water bill that was being accumulated, AAA, they had car insurance. They still need to be able to get around. They needed to buy gas. All of those things were happening. And the one guy said, well, I don't know what you're talking about. My daughter's a nurse. And then it changed into my daughter is a student nurse. First she was a nurse, but then it turned into a student nurse, yeah. And she's a student nurse, and then she goes to work in the daytime, and then in the afternoon she studies, and then she's getting prepared for her clinicals. And she didn't have to recover from anything. I explained, well, that she never lost her job. She never lost her job, and so for folks to be able to compensate themselves for what was lost in the beginning, why would you not want people to get this $2,700 and your preference would be they should come to low income wages and try to accept $1,540 or about $290 in a week's time? And I was waiting for the other part of this, Marion. Well, why don't they go get a better job? I'm glad I didn't wait for him to say that. I said it. And for those, these 6 months, 8 months, 10 months that people are off, Marion, Wayne County Community College has an explosion of people over at the college, all campuses, where people needed one more certificate, they needed one more credential, they needed one more thing so that they could get some kind of an associate degree or a technical degree, which earns them the right to get a higher salary. And they had a chance to do that now with this kind of money. Oh, I disagree. I think people ought to choose working whenever they can. Okay.
I hate to say it, Maureen, but you look like you got a class you need to send them to.
Well,
because every time, all these years, I know that we've been in welfare rights. We have ran into that attitude of people not caring about the vast majority of the people, but you let a capitalist go over there and what have you, and push them out of their house, and they don't even know that he has been given the opportunity to take the land and all that stuff. They ain't got nothing to say. Nothing to say.
They've been brainwashed.
And still brainwashed.
And making it clear, just don't understand the nature of poverty. Just don't get it.
They don't get it, but they can come to our doors at welfare right and, can you help us?
Well.
And we don't turn them away.
You mean we.
We don't turn
we.
them.
You better speak for yourself.
No.
The main my big argument for the last 10 years.
Yes,
all these people looking down their nose at folks, and then all of a sudden they stuff drop out.
Yeah, but we done had some famous people down there.
Yeah.
The other thing too is
really interesting position. You should be happy to even get a low wage job, because there's a whole bunch of people that can't get a job at all. Well,
that is not your determination.
But you should be happy to get any kind of job. 868-433-6868.
Give us a call.
0351. Any kind of job. And you should be happy and humbled to take it.
Look who's getting money, Maureen. Chrysler, Ford, and what's the other cars? GM and what have you, at the expense of the workers, really.
These guys, go ahead.
They are not even able to even work a whole week. But who got the biggest bucks from the federal government?
Yeah, but Mary, for whatever reason, the American working class is not able to figure this out.
I don't know what's the problem.
And I mean, it was what's the word? I don't want to say shocking, but it was just not understandable for these guys that own a business. And the guy says, we are used to 50 people working in the factory dealing with meat products. 50 people. He says, and now they'd be lucky if they can get 18 or 19. And then he said, the people that provide boxes to put the products in to ship them around the country, they can't get enough workers to come and build boxes. And the other guy who builds the or who makes the string to tie the boxes up. He's used to however many workers in his plant. They're not coming to where he is, so I can tell that the $16 to $30 an hour job now went to 15, 14, 13. The jobs are going down. And their argument was small businesses are suffering because we can't get people to come in for low income and low wealth jobs because they're getting $660 a week.
That looks like a lot of money, don't it?
You know,
But okay, you take
Just
that
something.
and think about how much DTE ends up charging you.
not thinking of that.
All those utilities you have,
You went 90 days with no money. None.
and what have you. And you should be able to have the TV, and you should be able to have a stove and refrigerator just like anyone else. But see, no, you're not looking at the whole.
Yeah, just talking about their own business.
Yeah, that's all
you know.
Yeah,
you know,
I bet
petty
that
bourgeois.
same man that was talking, running his mouth last night, will have a fit if that daughter is not able to get into college. I bet you one thing, he don't go through his community and let them know that I'm recruiting. I would like for folks to come in and see.
Well, now I offered. I said, listen, you just not looking at the entire picture.
No, he's
Again,
not.
I was trying not to be caustic. I was prepared to be, difficult. But
Well, don't be
let me
like
just do this.
Roxanne, I remember of the National Welfare Rights. She's passed away. Who became but anyway,
Whatever. Yeah. What's
whatever.
the example you
A
with Roxanne
representative, and Roxanne, I remember Roxanne was sitting somewhere listening to some judge talk about something, and she took her shoe and threw it at his head.
Yeah.
Because, they get
people
these
just
people
don't get it.
They don't get it.
And it was just such an interesting discussion because they stopped right there. And right under the surface is this: people rather not work and just accept free money. And I made a statement, that the free money is my money, and I want it to go to them. I want it to go to these folks right here. That's what I want. At the end of the program, everybody was able to make one final statement, and they talked about their businesses. Okay, this business has been in existence for 20 years, and the other one said, well, I've been in the meat packing business for however long, and I had already offered, look, when the program is over, I got a list of folks that are looking for jobs. I got a whole bunch of people I know looking for work all the time. I'll send you the information. And of course, Smarty, well, send it today. So Hugh Perkins said, well, she's offering you the help. She's offering you the assistance. So they talked about what they need at their jobs. What I said was, I think people need to focus on fighting poverty and not the poor. See, that what we need to do. That's the big picture, So it was an interesting exchange, this whole question of economics. The last thing I'll say about this, Mary, and I'll ask you to comment. 50 states in the United States of America, 50. I think all of them now, all states with a Republican governor,
Oh my God.
all of them are raising the argument and will be successful in cutting off unemployment benefits and the extension. Because they're saying the small business owners are hurting. We have to do something. So what we'll do for those small shopkeepers is the folks that are working for a living, making minimum or just above minimum wage, they're the ones that's going to have to lose out.
Maureen,
Isn't that
we
interesting?
need to have a
What did we do that was wrong?
Nothing.
What did we do?
We have to get the class to understand. Do you know how long it took to be able to get
Talking about minimum wage.
Minimum wage, and we still have not reached the goal.
Not everybody, yeah.
We
Yeah.
still
Reverend Barber
haven't,
talks about it. It took
have
400
not-
years to
not
get this
reached the
amount.
goal. And then, here all, and I know some of those people had their nose propped up if anybody was on there that was on public assistance. They make more of these folks that's in D.C., these folks around the country and stuff like that. They not only get what you said they get, but if you go on a computer and find out who's your representative and begin to, it's on there how much they're paid and everything. They ain't worrying about their families, really.
Well, let's talk about that. I was prepared to go to battle with elected officials, and the one guy that was there is an elected official, but he just got appointed to something. So I looked at him. Okay, I don't know what he
You
knows.
don't have a shirt like
I
our
don't know.
friend.
$71,380 a year is what Lansing House members and senators in Lansing get. But what I didn't know, Marion, and I thought about that, nobody told me this before, they get an additional $10,000 per diem. So I looked that up. Per diem?
Yep.
Per diem means per day. What are you talking about? So I looked that up. What are we talking about here? They can spend an additional $10,000, actually it's $10,800. I looked it up again last night. $10,800 over and above their salary per day that they could use for transportation, for health care benefits, housing, gas, all this and stuff.
They
Up to
just-
$10,800, Marion, a day.
A day.
And then they have to have receipts to show.
But
What?
let's look at this.
Per
Not
day?
only
Oh,
if
man.
you are if you're not one of the higher people in Lansing and stuff like that.
This is the higher people. That's the
Uh,
most
okay,
that they make.
they-
You talking about federal.
no.
Don't look at federal what they make, because
Oh,
I
my
start
God.
crying.
It is
what they
sickening.
Get.
And
Oh,
I
my
remember,
God.
I remember
Six figures.
Maureen used to call me and say, "What did you say about this, that, and the?" I said, "Maureen, just look it up. You're gonna be amazed."
Well, them
at
federal
the,
dollars
those
is
federal dollars,
6 figures.
and who gets it? Not the community. They got money coming in
their
here
salary.
right now in Highland Park, throughout the state. Each state is getting some money to do something for the community. Tell me how many people have been able to go to a meeting called by the administration. And I'm talking about city council and all of them, and the mayor, and talk with the people about what should we do with this money.
Money going straight to the cities now.
Yeah, they're going straight to the
cities.
cities. And I know we have an emergency manager, not a they call it's another name for it. And she runs the place. What darn it, why don't city council and the mayor come to the rest of us and let's call a meeting? Cause shit, excuse me, Maureen, I didn't got.
Let's move on, because here come the conversations
I am
with the
so sick
four-letter
and tired.
words.
Four people sitting at home, and you got the power in your hand to take this city to a higher level,
They're not going to do it.
and you just let them just beat you down all the time.
You know, the frog in the pot. And the frog is in the pot with a lily pad and some water.
That's it.
And the frog is having a wonderful time.
Yeah.
A fly go by every now and then.
And
The
he
frog
go
can
collect-
eat, and somebody turn the gas on, and it's a small flame. And then they turn up a little higher, and it's a bigger flame. And the frog is still looking up in the air, waiting for the next fly to pass by. And then what happens is that frog is so stupid, that frog will boil to death in that pot, because they don't notice that the environment is changing, you know. Caller,
Which
you've been
is
so
happening
patient.
here.
I know. Caller, you've been so patient. Thank you for calling Ask Welfare Rights. You are on the air.
Hello.
Yes.
Yes.
Hello. How you doing?
And good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning to you too, also, Miss. My name is Ronald Nunn, and I was born in Highland Park General. I'm up in age, 65 years old, and I like to apply myself, volunteer work, and and receive help if you can help me. But I'll volunteer from my heart.
Okay. Here's what you do. Let me give you a number, and you call this number. And I heard you say your name is Mr. Ronald Nunn. All righty. And Mr. Nunn, if you call this number at Welfare Rights and leave the message, or if somebody's there, that you would like to do some volunteer work, and if there are some things that we can help you with, we'd be more than happy to help. And here's the number you call. You ready?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
313 964 0618. 964-0618. And you want to leave your name, and you want to leave a phone number, and just tell folks you want to do some volunteer work. Now, is there anything in particular that you need help with right now?
Yes, ma'am. Bills. I have a delinquent DTE bill, but mother and them passed. I was trying to. It's a long story. I'm maintaining the best I can. I would have to sit down and let someone know.
Okay.
You know, but
Did
still
I
going forward, doing what I can.
did I hear you say your mother passed?
Mother and dad passed.
Wow.
Older brother passed, and one brother under me passed. But it's not into a pity party. But love is what it is, Miss.
No, I understand. I understand. Give us a call.
Yeah.
And I'll give you this information right here, right now. Wayne Metro. You ever heard of Wayne Metro before?
No, ma'am.
All righty. Do you get either food stamps, or are you anybody in your household on Medicaid right now?
I stay alone.
Okay, and okay, you just call us down to Welfare Rights.
Get reestablished concerning Medicare and food stamps like that.
Okay.
But I'm able to work. So 65 years old, I can still apply myself.
Oh, you just a spring chicken. Ain't nothing wrong with you. You can go to work. Nothing wrong with you.
I gotta be careful with them other spring chickens, right?
No, that's a whole nother story here.
All right, yes, ma'am.
Call us down at Welfare Rights. We'll call you back, and we'll jump right into whatever's going on to help you out.
All right, ma'am. Call this 964 number.
Yes, please.
And Wayne Metro, don't worry about that number.
No, we'll call you on the phone to get a
right.
few more details, so we'll deal with that, okay?
All right. You want my phone number, miss, or you? All right.
No,
All right.
because
Yeah,
those other people you running from will be calling you. See, so you just call and leave.
I'll never give everybody feet.
Just leave that number down at the office, okay? So we can call you back.
All right.
All right, sir. Thank you.
All right.
All right.
right.
868-4336, 868-0351, 868-0342. All right, Mary, we got some numbers. This program that...
These are not the numbers you say put out for the plate of lottery.
No.
Oh.
No. I don't have that number. All right. Ms. Gracie brought up this program last week about about renovations. And these are renovations for Highland Parkers only. Remember?
Right.
And we were able to finally get that information. And anybody that, let's see here, they'll do some work around siding, and Mr. Nunn, I don't know if you heard that last week, but replacing siding, any code enforcement tickets that a Highland Park resident may have gotten. They're doing work on windows. They'll do work on plumbing. They'll do work on electricity, electrical lines is what I'm trying to say, in your household, roofs, gutters. Got some problems with the furnace, they'll do something there. Highland Parkers, hot water tank, and those that need help with a porch. Okay, and I'm gonna give the number. Go ahead, Mary.
And they can also, if they got problems with roof.
I just said roof.
Okay, I didn't hear that one.
Okay, roofs too. All right, here's the number. Area code 313. You didn't write down all. You got that number.
Oh, that's the one.
All right. And you didn't write down all the things they'll help out with. I'll give you the number.
I'm going up there.
252-0050. Area code 313. The number is 252-0050. 0053, and the extension is 234. 234, and this is a Wayne County funded program, but specifically for Highland Parkers.
Yeah.
This is really great. Don't fool around. Don't wait. The monies
it
will be
goes
gone
fast.
quick. Monies will be gone quick. They're doing a siding on the side of the house, code enforcement tickets, plumbing, electrical work inside the house, windows. I didn't say windows. I don't think I said windows.
You said windows.
Okay, roofs, gutters, furnace repair or replacement, hot water tanks, and trouble with the porches falling in. Don't fool around. Area code 313-252-0050, extension 234. All right, Marion, I'm still getting people calling down at the Welfare Rights Office, and some calling me at my house talking about they can't get their unemployment worked out. Somebody tried to hack Navarre. And tried to confiscate some of his unemployment benefits, and he's not applying. But, you know, these criminals have access to 30, 40, 50 different cases, right? You know, so if you're still having trouble and you can't get through, can't get anything to happen on unemployment, here's a direct number. The organizational structure, the unit up there, is called Constituent Services. Constituent Services. And the number for Constituent Services and their specialty is around unemployment benefit issues. Area code for Lansing is 517, and the number is 335-7858.
335-7858.
Constituent Services, and that's about unemployment benefits.
Yeah.
Okay, I looked up the food stamp situation. Folks in Michigan are still entitled to get they don't call it extended. They call it an additional amount of food stamps. I forgot the word that they use.
Yeah, they better get that quick.
You know, well, folks have been getting it since May. And if you're not getting it, then you're supposed to be calling your caseworker to find out, because it should have been an automatic activity. And you get it at, I guess, Nicole says at the end of the month. That last week is when they put that additional $400, $500, $600 over and above what your usual food stamp amount is.
And I would check, as you call welfare rights, I would check to see if you owe some back money because you never did receive it.
If you didn't get it in May, that's a good hearing there.
That
you
is
know.
a real good hearing.
I checked it out without the boost amount, the additional amount of food stamps. What a regular family gets now, no matter what the family size, it turns out to be $1.39 per meal.
And we're going back.
$1.39 per meal. Now let's figure 1,000.
Did you say 1,000?
I said $1. Put a point between the 1 and the 3.
I got it, boy.
$1.39 per meal. Now let's figure that out. What can you buy for $1.39?
You
Let
can't
me
even buy.
No. What can you buy? You can buy a half a loaf of bread. So you know, cause bread costs $2.50 a loaf. So for $1.25, you have to go in there with somebody else and a plastic bag. You need a baggie.
Maureen,
so you open it up
Maureen.
and you get half and I get half.
Maureen, please.
Well, I'm talking about what you can get for $1.39 a meal. So you can get a half a loaf of bread. Now, if you take 3 people in the store with you, all right, everybody can get 4 or 5 slices of bread. And you got to have a baggie so that the other 3 people can put 5 slices of bread in their plastic bag. Did you hear that, Tim? So you take Tim dying laughing.
Tim.
There he goes.
We might have to sell that shirt.
So you get 5 slices. Now, you can get some no brand name peanut butter. All right, so it can't be Peter Pan or Jiffy, none of those. So I saw a brand the other day, and it was called Knockout.
Sure.
It was called Knockout Peanut Butter. So I looked at it, and you couldn't, usually peanut butter comes in a jar where you can look on the outside and you can see
Yes.
the peanut butter. Knockout peanut butter,
Nothing.
you can't see nothing. And I held it up so I could look up under the bottom.
See if the
You-
oil was
you
up
know,
under there.
you couldn't even see it. The whole thing is covered. So they got Knockout peanut butter. Let me write that down. Knockout peanut butter, and it was 79 cents for Knockout peanut butter. All right. So I thought about that. You can get a Knockout peanut butter, 4 or 5 slices of bread,
And that's it.
and I think that you might need something to drink. Okay.
You gonna have to find some free water.
Well,
somewhere.
the only thing I can figure for $1.39 is that you'd have to get one of those juice boxes, but not the box, because the box is too expensive. You got to get that little cellophane plastic thing
little thing
where
with-
you have to stab it before you had to find the
Yes,
right place
yes.
to stab it to get. Yeah, and see, they might cost about 19 cents. And that'll just about take you to $1.39. Now, this is a group project, Marion. You can't just go in the store by yourself. You have to take 3 more people with you, because you got to divide up the bread. You got to get the Knockout peanut butter, so you have to make certain that you've done your research, because if it's not Knockout, then you can't afford it. Then you have to go to a dollar store and then find the 19-cent juice containers. They don't call them boxes. We call those things juice packs. And make certain that the straw is on there so you can stab it. And then you have to let that juice package, it has
Not
to
the
last
way
2
you
days.
drink 'em.
It has to last 2 days. So you can't last 1 day. So you can have about 8 sips.
Anyway, Maureen.
And then you have to put it in the refrigerator. And then the next day you take those last 8 sips. So I thought you'd like that. $1.39.
No, I don't like it.
Is what the average food stamp family gets.
Let me
Isn't
say,
that awful?
It's awful.
Isn't that awful?
It
Welcome
was
to
food-
America.
It was food stamps. Once they were implemented, that was taking care of the meat people, taking care of the big stores and
Farmers,
everything.
Yeah.
And here, your workers, I'm going to say the Department of Health and Human Services here, should be going get another van like they used to have, and be going to the community to let people know that you might be owed some food stamp back payments. Now, don't let that pass without you trying. Call welfare rights, because I used to love to do food stamp cases, because you knew you was going to put something in somebody's hand. At one time, one woman came to the office, and Yvette and I was in the office at that time, and she had her sister's children and her children. And her mother was sick. Her mother was sick down south. And Maureen, she was running out of food and stuff like that, because her
Of course.
sister. And the Department of Human Services did not help her to try to do something with those, feed those kids. She had them legitimately. She was trying to help her sister and that type of stuff. So we got on that case. That was one of my cases, and got on, and we found out. She said, they owed me some back food stamp. I found out the woman was owed more than just back food. She was owed. She did not. Oh, they was trying to use the fact that there was a lot next to her also, and they were saying with that lot, we're gonna have to use that as probably, you shouldn't be having this lot. You'll have to pay money for that if you're gonna, and we'll have to go back and that type of stuff. Maureen, on the end, after we finished this,
How much were you able to get for her?
$2,000 because we beat the Department of Health and Human Services behind on that because they were not
we were wrong.
doing the
Yeah.
work they were supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
And you know, that lady really was happy. She cried and everything. And a couple of months later, she had passed away. Passed away.
That's how it happens.
I said,
yeah.
Lord, have mercy.
86803, I'm sorry, 8680342, 8680351, 8684336. We're down to our last 12 minutes. Yeah, that's how it happens. I remember a case I had with a back water bill, and it was
yeah.
about $15,000 that the water department wanted, and the lady was able to get, after we filed a hearing and we won, about, I think it was all paid off up to about $100. And you know, it's just the nature of being poor, you know.
Yeah, and let me say, it's, you know, it's those same men that were sitting up there with you last night.
Yeah.
They probably go to church and try to be one of the biggest deacons in that church.
Yeah.
You know, saying, yeah, I'll donate to this and I'll donate to that.
Don't understand.
It's coming to be
Yeah.
a day for you, too.
You know, don't understand. Okay, walk until spotless. Walking until spotless. Ms. Walk has opened up a small cleaning corporation, company, and for a lot of us, you know, we don't feel like, you know, getting up them newspapers and books all over the place that we've been reading, put them down and walk to the next room. But if you're disabled and perhaps you're a retiree and you don't feel like mopping and cleaning and dusting and all of that, contact the Walk Until Spotless group. And that phone number is area code 248.
248.
And the number is 514-7692. 514-7692. And talk to Ms. Walk and make an appointment for her and her team to come out and do some straightening up in your house or in your apartment. I want to say something about this DTE program that is all over the place. All right, DTE, the number 1-800-477-4747. All right, if you're interested in help with rent and you are a renter, okay, DTE has a program now. It's called SARA, COVID Emergency Relief Assistance, CERA. The SARA program is up and running. You call DTE and you tell them I'm behind on my rent in my apartment or in my house or my townhouse, my duplex, whatever it is. And they'll ask you the appropriate questions, and if you qualify, they will pay rent. Ooh, Lord, that's how deep the COVID situation is. They don't want you running out and leaving that DTE bill hanging. So they'll want you to get involved in the LSP program, low income self-sufficiency, and they'll pay rent. Now, if you're on a computer, and Marion, did you know in order to apply for unemployment benefits, you have to do it online? Can't do it on the phone anymore. That seems like that would be problematic. You have to do it on the phone. I mean, on a computer. Wow.
We need to set up a meeting with them.
I ain't setting up no more meetings
gonna
with
set it
nobody. I'm going to go get that lottery money, and I'm going to take me a trip that lasts 2 years. That's what I'm going to do. All right.
She's just talking.
If you're on the line and online, they've got a program called COVID Help. The virus, COVID, HELP, COVID Help. And it lists all of the programs that are accessible for folks that may need some help. COVID Help at dteenergy.com. COVID Help. Your phone is ringing again, Tim. Your door. COVID Help at dteenergy.com.
Shirt.
Okay. So if you need some help and you want to help someone else, maybe
Yeah.
go to this website. and take a look at what's going on, and it lists all the different programs. So there is something called Wayne Metro, 388-9799. Wayne Metro is taking care of lights and gas, water, back taxes, burial funds. I hate to say that, but you know, we had to set up programs, Marion, to help people bury folks. Lord have mercy. So they will help with that. 313-388-9799. It was something I wanted to tell you, and it just went out of my
Well,
head
just
that
hold
quick.
up a minute.
Go ahead.
I want to announce that
Something else.
that my nephew passed away. For years, he's been fighting, what I tell you, kidney failure and what have you. But he took care of himself, you know. That's Carolyn Baker.
Carolyn Baker's what?
Did I say Carolyn Baker? That's
Just a moment, Carl.
That's my sister-in-law's oldest child, and it really was a shock the other day to all of us. So you
Sorry
know,
to hear that. You know, not good.
yeah.
Caller, you on the air? You've been very patient. You will be the last caller of the day. You're on the air. Caller, yes, caller, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, we can hear you.
That's Miss Gracie.
Okay.
We
Yeah,
can
I
just
want-
barely hear you.
Oh, really? I was listening to the program last night and listening to the businessman cry when he knows good and doggone well he was able, and he's probably getting grants
Okay.
and
she
assistance to
watched
keep his
Let It Rip last
business
night.
open. Yet he doesn't want people in the community who don't have what he has to have any kind of assistance. And the lady with the jacket
Yeah.
that would help people dress for work. I mean, you didn't say it, but to me, she sounded like a complete fool. I would want to buy my jacket. Now, why don't I want to, buy my jacket?
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, great. She has this business that she wants to maintain and get money for, but again, she's probably getting assistance too to keep her business open.
Oh, yes.
And that guy said his minimum wage, his wage, the lowest wage was $12.
You talking about the sausage guy?
Yes.
He said 16.
Well, I thought he said 12, the lowest. It went up to like 22, but you know, who knows who that has to be? Probably one of his kids.
Well, and certainly the amount of money that a person would earn has at his place of business on the high end. All right, it's not that many jobs, so he's not hiring
That's right.
all kinds of folks that make the maximum. You know, so he hired a lot of other folks. But I mean, they were just whining. We
Yeah.
can't get our business. We can't get the boxes. We can't get the people that make the strings. We can't get the glue. You all won't come to work.
You got that right.
You know?
That was a pity party,
That
and
was
I didn't go for it at
crazy.
all. You know, I did not go for it at all.
I'm glad you saw it here.
I
Yep.
tell you.
And like you said, hate poverty, not the poor.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
they, and their message was that, hey, you come back and work for anything that I can give you because you need your dignity as a person, not thinking about the hardships that people have suffered under COVID.
Didn't think about it at
And
all, Miss
still-
Gracie.
And still suffering, you know.
Did not think about it.
right.
Was actively telling people that earn more on minimum wage, earn more by unemployment benefits and the extension, that they should give up that $2,700 a month
In other
and
words, over
choose instead $1,500 a month.
he want them to come to his store probably and give him that money.
You know?
Yeah, and if you're a waitress you want to come back and not even work for minimum wage.
And no benefits.
That's right.
Yeah,
None
yeah.
whatsoever.
I'm glad you saw it. Well,
My mama didn't raise a fool.
I ain't mad at you. Thank you, Miss Gracie. Thank you.
And do you have any reports, Gracie?
See what time it is.
Well, we have our target for the pilot. We have our 100 homes.
Oh,
I
okay.
believe, well, they might need to be tweaked a little, but as far as I understand, we do have the 100 homes. And the plumbers are out, and they're starting to do repairs.
That's good.
So there'll be some follow-up with residents on, how the work was done. So.
Okay, and we announced the other information about the renovations for homes in Highland Park. That the county program, we announced that number already?
Yes, I don't have any more information about it except, what you said.
Well, I'll give you the number, 252-0050, extension 234, Highland Park. If you write that number down anymore.
I'm just saying that.
That's the renovation.
That's the phone number, same thing that Pat had given out and what have you.
Okay. Miss Gracie, thank you very much. And I'm sorry, but I'm glad you got a chance to watch the pity party last night. So, it was repeated. The program was re-aired and just really something. I think the last thing I said when I was able to make a final statement is that we need to stop being so hateful to each other. And nobody had anything to say for a second. Oh, Lord. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right, Miss Gracie.
All righty.
And thank you, ma'am.
Talking to you this morning.
And thank you. I'm glad to hear your voice.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right.
Bye. Thank you, Gracie.
All right, Marion, you have about 30 seconds to say goodbye. Anything we need to know for the good and welfare?
Well, I'll be looking forward to being back here next week. And I hope that you might be sitting at home and getting a little heavy, like I know I am.
It's that Emerald Lagasse, them food programs.
Food program.
He making we call them muffins with pulled pork. And I tried it. I ain't never made a muffin with pulled pork in my life. It was delicious. It was delicious.
I ain't never known
I
you to
gained
eat.
about 8 or 9 pounds.
I know it. We got to start walking, Maureen.
Yeah, got to start running and walking. Lord have mercy.
So hope to see you next week.
All right. I am disturbed. Marion is disturbed about the loss of democracy. Democracy in America was never all that great. Anyway,
You got that right.
but now that we have a series of Republicans, and now we got Joe Manchin and Cicina also involved in finding ways to, let people not vote. But this is so serious.
You
the
better
president.
get mad. Wait, Maureen, you got to get mad. You gonna
Tim,
let
one
them,
more minute.
You gonna let them take away what we fought and died for.
Better
A
pay
lot.
attention.
So you better get out here and
You
stop. I can't go nowhere. You can come somewhere and call us.
Hey, the former president, put a statement out that he expects to be reinstated as president in August. See, that's treason. He should have been picked up, and you can't be saying that kind of stuff because you know what's going to happen. All right, Marion is right. You better pay attention, see what's going on. Lord willing, the creek don't rise. We'll be back here next Friday. Hopefully, more of you will be woke. Bye.
There's a new financial empowerment center located in the Wayne County Treasurer's Office on the 5th floor of 400 Monroe in Detroit.
If you or someone you know needs help with their finances, budgeting, and making monthly payments, the Detroit Financial Empowerment Center can help.
Wayne Metro Community Action Agency has counselors ready to provide free one-on-one counseling to help you address issues related to utility bills, taxes, and other financial matters. We can also help you improve your credit score.